Kid Cosmic's final season was essentially one giant plot twist that had already been set up in season 2. Fantos sent the heroes into a fictional world. But how does that work in detail? In this video, we are discussing at what point exactly the fantasy started and whether the season 3 ending could be yet another fantasy. In season 2, the transition to the fantasy realm was apparently seamless, which is the reason why the revelation came in as a perfect surprise. In hindsight, however, we can exactly determine where reality ended and where the fantasy began. The situation was as follows. After discovering that Erodius soil is filled to the brim with cosmic stones, the heroes grab every stone they can get and begin to destroy the planet, while the currently stoneless Fantos is searching specifically for the rare telekinesis stone. Upon finding it, he disarms the heroes, being fed up for good this time, and screams,
"I'll send them someplace where they will never bother you again! You're living in a fantasy world, girl."
as he's thrusting the heroes into portals. This is the moment the protagonists leave the real world. In the next scene, they find themselves on Earth, and the ending of season 2 takes its course. However, a few hints already prove that nothing of it is real. First of all, Fantos clearly stated he is sending the heroes away from Erodius, not intending to defeat them, but rather keeping them from ever coming into contact with the planet again. Yet in the following scenes, he brings Erodius to Earth to destroy the planet, thereby doing the exact opposite of what he just announced, suggesting that Erodius is only coming to Earth because Kid wished to get another chance at destroying it. Second of all, why would Fantos consider Earth the ideal place where they'll never bother Erodius again over any other spot in the universe? An uninhabited planet some trillion light years away might have made more sense. The place Fantos is actually referring to is the fantasy realm. Apart from that, when Erodius is about to swallow Earth for real in season 3, it is revealed humanity is witnessing this scene for the very first time, providing the final proof that everything from this moment on had been fake. Considering what was just said draws our attention to an interesting detail in season 3 that serves as a stamp of reality. At the same time the heroes were entering the fantasy realm, Erodius smashed Most Diner into a million pieces. What is the final event occurring in the real world, before the show's perspective slips into the fantasy too. So, after the heroes left the fantasy, Queen Jeanne handing Flo Mo's sign, the only remainder of the diner, marks the definite return to reality. Now, I know there will be people trying to destroy the show's beautiful ending by suggesting the heroes could have been sent into another fantasy realm, in hopes of getting another season or a movie. But let me tell you why that idea is garbage. I know it seems like this is a real possibility, since Fantos sent the heroes through a portal again when he noticed their presence on Erodius. And the new fantasy would definitely be different from the first one, since Kid's vision of a perfect world has changed due to the experiences in the first fantasy. But for starters, the true ending is too imperfect in order to be a fantasy. The heroes' plan to trap Fantos in a fantasy would have worked better. The stones would not have stopped working because Kid wants to keep on being a hero, and most importantly, Papa G almost dying several times and still being on the verge of death now does not sound like a picture-perfect dream. Moreover, in retrospective, we know for sure that the fantasy realm was entirely constructed from things that Kid knows from the real world. The PPG is a real company, and all the villains and events originated from Kid's comics. Given that none of the heroes were aware of what Erodius truly is, and that it needed Papa G's stone, season 3 must have taken place in the real world, because this event was in no way based on a real-life experience. Lastly, the grand reopening of the diner featured Mo's sign again, indicating that the heroes saved the world for real this time.